All right, I have a video today of the MAXX cards from the Wildstorm company that Jim Lee ran. And these are a 1996 set that will feature a number of different artists that I'll spotlight. And also, there's going to be a quote and sort of a quick little bibliography of their credits. So let's go ahead and start with this card right here. Arthur Adams. The MAXX is one of the most progressive books out there, and I really had fun doing Jungle Max and Julie for this set. Past credits: Creature from the Black Lagoon, Godzilla and Gumby. Future projects: Monkey Man and O'Brien. Jay Payson. I think the MAXX is a great character. He exhibits a very interesting combination of strength and vulnerability. I wondered what he might look like when his hero days are over. Past credits. John is getting on in years, but back when his hand was steady enough to hold a pen, he drew cartoons for Harvard Lampoon. Future projects. Currently, Grandpa John divides his time between artificial life support systems and directing his first feature film, Joe's Apartment. Kevin Nowlin. This card was the perfect antidote for my earlier clash with Wildstorm over Fairchild's bra size on my contribution to the Gen 13 card set. Julie Winters is a joy to draw. I love her little smile, her potbelly, and her lack of helium in her upper torso. Past credits: Outsiders Annual, Man-Bat Origin Story, Dalgota Story in A1, Sword of Azrael, and Superman vs. Aliens. Future projects: Wildcats, Batman, and Man-Thing. Bruce Timm. I chose to draw Julie for one very simple reason. I couldn't figure out how to draw the MAXX. Sam's unique design just plain stumped me. Oh well, good thing. I enjoy drawing pretty girls. Past credits: 14-year animation veteran, including producing, directing Batman the Animated Series. Comic books include various Batman Adventure specials and one-shots, including the Holiday Special and Mad Love, both Eisner Award winners. Future projects: producing, designing, directing animated Superman series for Fall 96, Astro Man one-shot with Mike Allred, Voodoo one-shot for Wildstorm, and a top secret creator-owned project for sometime in 1996. Mike Allred. The MAXX is something I liked enough to devote some time to. I'm a fan of Sam Keith and enjoy seeing his success. Past credits: Madman, Graphic Music, Citizen Nocturne, Sandman, The Geek, Shade the Changing Man, Tales of Ordinary Madness. Future projects: wrote, produced, and directed first feature film called The 12th Man, hoping to get it into Sundance. Wrote screenplay for Madman movie to be released by Universal Studios. Possibly directing G-Men from Hell trying to keep up with the Madman comic. Okay, card 6. Michael Golden. The best thing about the MAXX is the overall weirdness and the fact that he lives in 2 worlds at once. Past credits, Micronauts and Nom. Future projects. You never know where I might show up. Card 7, Sandy Plunkett. The name of the drawing is Julie's Blessing, and if you can't tell, the stuffed animal the younger Julie is holding is the MAXX. Past credits. A short story, Confessions of a Serial Eater, a story for heavy metal. The untimely death of Citizen Marvel. Future projects. Illustrating 2 children's books, one of my own design and the other titled Zoological by Paul Teschner. It is a stuffed animal of the MAXX. It looks like a mix between the MAXX and Eeyore. It's a nice leopard in the background. And some other designs. Card number 8. Jim Sullivan. I like the MAXX. It is different, moody, and very atmospheric. What I've seen of Sam's work I've liked. Past credits. Short stories published by Eclipse, Pacific, Atomica, etc. Future projects. Upcoming story in Xenozoic Tales. Card 9, Kevin Lau. I chose to draw Julie simply because I'm attracted to blondes. I'm attracted to blondies. I tried to make her as sexy as possible, and I hope my style of penciling and inking will give Julie a special look. Past credits. I just finished an issue for Punks, and before that I worked for comic publishers in King Kong. Comic publishers in Hong Kong. Future projects. Various trading cards for Wildstorm. Card 10. Kelly Jones. For me, one of my favorite women in comics is Julie because she has a little pooch belly. Past credits. Deadman, Batman. Future projects. Batman. Jim Lee, quote, "The only thing weirder than the MAXX is Sam Keith, but they're both pretty cool." Past credits: creator of Wildcats, Stormwatch, Gen 13, Deathblow, and dozens of other characters for Wildstorm Studios. Future projects: Gen 13 issues 6 and 7, plus a special project for 96. Alex Stevens. Sam's work reminds me of a cross between Wrightson and Wally Wood, with perhaps more bravura, design, and textures. Past credits: The Sinners, New York Times Book Review, 87, Sandman 51, full-page illustrations for The New Yorker and the New Jersey Monthly. Future projects: spot illustrations for Tower Records Pulse and Classical Pulse magazines. Short stories for Paradox Press. Big Book of Anthologies, and 12 oil paintings for the upcoming Christian CD by Wayne Scott Farley, For the Glory of the Lord. Card 13. William Stout. The MAXX reminds me of a Billy Wilder story. The famous film director was once complimented on the subtlety within his movies. His response: "Ja, Wilder was German. Subtlety is good as long as you hit them over the head with it. Just keep hitting us over and over with it, Max, Sam." Past credits: internationally acclaimed artist William Stout is perhaps best known for his Wizards movie poster, his revolutionary book on dinosaurs, and for his 2 mega successful trading card series. Future progress: he's currently working on his next book and the visual history of prehistoric and contemporary life in Antarctica. Losing daylight. Card 14. Kyle Baker. I still remember vividly the fateful day I first ever saw a copy of Icarus the Sage. It was then I vowed someday to be known as the poor man Sam Keith and Bill Mesner-Loebs. Past credits: Kyle is best remembered for his 10 years as Astra's understudy in the Thin Man series. Future projects: Kyle refuses to discuss his current projects as he finds self-promotion distasteful. We will respect his privacy and laud his humility. Card 15. Erin Weisenfeld. On Sarah, I thought she looked kind of like the nerdy girl from Beverly Hills 90120. Something different. Past credits. Team 7 Volume 1 Wildstorm numbers 1 and 2. Future project. Top secret series for 1996. Aaron Weisenfeld. Robert Teranishi. I wanted a pastoral setting, a mammoth character showing his reflective mood. Past credits. This is my first published work. Future projects. Keep your eyes open for me. Robert Teranishi. Have we seen anything from him since? Dan Wiesenmeyer. I wanted to do Mr. Gone surrounded by Is because it captures the mood of the villains in the book. Evil but goofy. Past credits. Storyboards for X-Men the Animated Series, Jim Lee's Wildcats, Street Fighter II, Battletech, and lots of trading cards. Future projects. X-Men the Animated Series and more trading cards. Card 18. Bob Fingerman. I did this card so fanboys all across America would say, what's the small fish like Bob Fingerman doing in this set with all of these heavy hitters? Past credits. White Like She and Skinheads in Love. Future projects. Minimum Wage and Monkey Jank from Men's Adventure Comics. Fred Hembeck. I'm generally known for taking normal-looking characters and making them look weird, so the MAXX presented me with one of my greatest challenges. Thank heavens I had Julie to fall back on. Past credits. The Fantastic Four roast, Dateline profanity, and the infamous Fred Hembeck destroys the Marvel Universe. Future projects. There's a 350-page graphic novel about school kids who oust an evil clown from his cable TV show that'll be published after his death, since at the rate I'm going, I'll be finished when I'm 90. I think that finally came out, too. What he's talking about. Here's card 20. Sergio Aragones. The MAXX is one of the very few comics with a good sense of humor. It was easy to draw after studying all these characters sent in by all the fans. Past credits: Mad, Gru the Wanderer, the Mighty Magnor, the animation for TV bloopers and practical jokes, and years of freelancing. Future projects: Mad, assorted comic books, and the usual freelancing. It's pretty good. LNIM. Quote, I enjoyed doing this Max card because the Max is a strange and unique character. Past credits: Spartan backup, Stormwatch Special number 2 backup. Future projects: Union numbers 9 through 12, and various Wildstorm trading cards and pinups. Tommy Lee Edwards. I drew Sarah because I don't think I could pull off drawing the Max. Past credits: Judge Dredd, Legends of the Law, Batman, Shadow the Bat, and Detective Comics. Future projects: look for the creator-owned project from DC and Disney. Card 23 by Popman. I thought Julie looked cool. I always did mean tough guys and never really tried a cute character until now. Past credits: Union numbers 5 through 8, various pinups, part of Stormwatch 28, and the Pagan backup. Future projects: keep looking out for me. I've got some future projects planned. So a lot of these guys were just kind of bouncing around the Wildstorm roster. It's a nice card, though. He did this card as well as anyone did theirs so far. Jeff Rebner. Max is probably the most misunderstood characters I've ever encountered in comics. I love him. Past credits: various Wildstorm pinups, trading cards, and backup stories. Future projects: penciler and co-plotter of Cybernary. One thing I just noticed on this card 24 by Jeff Rebner, so they will also mention who inked that artist. So right here we have a self-drawn picture of Jeff Rebner, but they also mention that the inks were done by Richard Friend, which you can kind of see mentioned down at the bottom too. So I'll be aware of that for future cards. We're a quarter of the way through. Sam Keith. This is an orange guy who's probably around 10 feet tall in the outback. Because he snuck up on Julie, who appears 20 feet tall. People tend to forget that also. There is a difference between this creature and my other potbelly creatures like Hooli. Honest. Past credits. Creator and artist of the MAXX. Future projects. Continuing the MAXX. Card 26. Sam Keith. I hope that the blues turn out better on this card than they did in the book. This dude is based on Tigger of Winnie and the Pooh fame. The idea is that this plant creature has no bones whatsoever, only cartilage, making it a giant rubber plant. Past credits. Creator and artist of the MAXX. Future projects. Continuing the MAXX. I think the blues look pretty sick. I'd imagine that Sam wasn't happy with them. Watercolors is really hard to transcribe into a print. Sam Keith. This painting shows the difference between an idea in your head and the finished product. I wanted the piece to look dark, menacing, and sinister, but every time someone looks at it, they think it's goofy and bust up laughing. Creator and artist of the MAXX and continuing the MAXX. It's funny. I kind of laugh just looking at it. It's supposed to be Mr. Gon's severed head. Number 28. Scott Clark. Max is a really cool character to draw because you can really let loose on it. Past credits. Stormwatch numbers 1 and 3 and Stormwatch numbers 6 through 9. Deathmate Black. Warblade. Endangered Species numbers 1 through 4. Future projects, Wildcats, Bond crossovers, Wildcats number 27. This guy is just really stuck working on Jim Lee stuff. I wonder if he ever broke free. And this is the Wildstorm house style. That's a good card. Card 29 by Javon Kirby. When you look at this card, imagine all the lights in the house are out. You open up the refrigerator and it's full of black is. Past credits. Fan Magazine Gen 13 story. Backlash number 11. Wildstorms, the expandable superhero collectible card games, and various trading cards. Future project, Backlash 19. I like this Javon Kirby. I'm like an instant fan. Oh, and by the way, the card was inked by John Tiai. I'm going to have to look up and see what this Javon Kirby did. Look at that tongue. All right, let's have some fun. So here we have card 30. And that's by Jason Johnson. inked by Carl Story. I chose to illustrate Julie so I could experiment outside of the generic superhero genre. Past credits, numbers 23 and 24, and the Wildstorm Chamber of Horrors. Future projects, Team 7, Volume 3. Card 31. Tom McWeeny. Quote, Max good, fire bad. Past credits. Roachmill, right on. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Demon Union, Grifter, and Gen 13 backup story by Robot Ruckus. Future projects, Team 7, Volume 3. Seems like a lot of guys are working on that Team 7, Volume 3 coming up. Card 32. Collie Humner. The interesting thing for me was to step outside my normal style and get a little more cartoony than I usually do. So naturally I picked up the weirdest looking character in the book. Past credits. Green Lantern, Mosaic, Silver Surfer, Firearm, and Stormwatch Special number 2. Future projects. Death Killer Squad, and Penthouse Magazine, and Brave. That's sick. I like it, man. I could see this spray painted on a train. Collie Humner. Ryan Adagawa, inks by Carl Story. Quote, I wanted to show a guy coming into his own living room only to find that it had been occupied by a pack of is. Past credits. Fan Magazine Zealot Story, Wildstorms, the expandable superhero collectible card games, various trading cards and pinups. Future projects. Nautica Sunburst, story in Wildstorm number 4. Some Nintendo, some pizza. Pizza and Nintendo, that's all we wanted in the 90s. Randy Queen. Present this card at your local comic store and ask for 50% off your next purchase. Offer void if you have a brain. Past credits. Cable and Grifter. Future projects. Wildstorm, Phoenix Resurrection, and Top Cow Secrets. Also Union. And the card was inked by John Lowe. Ron Lim with inks by John Theig. The MAXX is a very unique book. I enjoyed the chance to draw Sam's very cool character. Past credits. Silver Surfer, Thanos Quest, Infinity Gauntlet War, Crusade, Captain America, Spider-Man Unlimited, and the Venom miniseries. Future projects. X-Men 2099, Stormwatch, Superman, Silver Surfer crossover, Conan the Savage magazine. Humberto Ramos. Well, drawing the MAXX was a very funny experience because I feel this character is a special creature and he can be furious and funny at the same time. Past credits. Blood Syndicate, Hardware, Static, Steel Annual, Steel Worlds Collide, Superboy, The Flash Annual, Impulse, and the new X Nation. Future projects. Some Gem 13 with Wildstorm. Man, Humberto Ramos can freaking draw the MAXX. That's sick. Tom Cocker with inks by Charles Yocum. Quote, "Blessed are those who cut through the bull." Has credits. Omni Comics, Penthouse Comics, California National Bank, 25 to Life. Future projects. Gen 13 MAXX and quarterly parole hearing. All right, man. Card 38 with inks by Jason Martin. We have Joe Phillips. Quote, "The MAXX is intense and I hope I did him justice." Past credits. Timberwolf, Mr. Miracle, and Stormwatch. Future projects. The Heretic. Card 39, Terry Shoemaker. The MAXX strengthens the comic medium by being something completely different in the marketplace. Past credits. Tales of the Legion of Superheroes, Spellbound, X Factor, Stormwatch 21, and Zealot. Future projects. I've been developing my own comic. Something different. Card 40, Ted Enoch. I just want to buy this angst-ridden guy, the MAXX, some caramel corn, and a set of Abbott and Costello videos. I mean, I don't want to change him, unwrinkle that brow or anything. Just give him a break, you know? Past credits. Nothing you've ever heard of. Monks in the Middle Ages had this problem with the empty space on the page. They'd fill in tiny lines between the small lines alongside the big lines. That's what I do. Future projects. I just bought a new bunch of great colored pencils. I'll use them up. Card 41. Richard Johnson. The reason I did this drawing was because the book deals a lot with hiding your identity, and I always assumed that the Maxx was wearing a mask. The other mask is the one that Mr. Gone wore in this issue. Past credits. Stormwatch Special #1, backup. Wildcats #13, backup. Various pinups and trading cards. Team 1 Wildcats. Future projects. Upcoming Soldier project. Card 42. Casey Jones with inks by Jason Martin. Julie's a great character. Being allowed to do my own interpretation of her was a lot of fun. Past credits. Dark Horse Presents, The Outsiders, Ghost, and Aquaman. Future projects. I'm currently working on Excalibur. Card 43 by Ben Herrera. The Maxx's costume reminds me of a savage, wild jungle character, which really appealed to me. Past credits. Star miniseries, Wolverine 95, and Freaks. Future projects. X-Men Adventures. #44 by Jason Robinson, inks by Richard Johnson. When I was asked to do the Maxx card, my first vision was the setting of the Outback. With the sun going down and the Maxx, his mane flowing in the breeze, standing victoriously atop a mound of he savagely fought and beaten. Past credits. Prototype, Superman 2099, Flash, Web of Spider-Man, Super Special #1. Future projects, the Eradicator miniseries, Justice League Task Force. Tom Rainey. The Maxx is a whole lot of fun. It's not often that you are allowed to observe an artist going straight off the deep end and be embraced by success because of it, or is that in spite of it? Past credits. Uncanny X-Men, Shadow, of the Bat Annual, Silver Surfer, Warlock Chronicles, and Team 1's Stormwatch. Future projects. I'm getting rolling on Wetworks. Duncan Broyu. Sam Keith is the Max. He's done Wolverine, Spider-Man, and Doctor Strange along with Deathblow. Future projects, Lunatic and Deathblow. Is that Jaylee? Card 47. Jaylee. Sam Keith is a rarity in comics. He takes chances and concepts in art. He combines an insane imagination with the topical issues to bring the Max to life. Past credits. Namor, X-Factor, Spider-Man, Youngblood Strike Force, Wildcats Trilogy, and Hellshock. Future projects. Hellshock. Card 48. Be very, very quiet. A silhouette of Elmer Fudd. Eric Larson. With my busy schedule, I keep finding myself less and less time to actually sit down and read comics. I still buy them, but the pile of unread comics grows like some mutant beast by my bedside. The Max I read. I read it the day it comes out, no matter how busy I am. I read every issue. I can't figure it out. Sam always gives his readers something unique and unexpected. That's why I keep coming back for more. Past credits. Megaton, DN Agents, Doom Patrol, Punisher, Spider-Man, Marvel Comics presents Amazing Spider-Man, Savage Dragon, Super Patriot, Vanguard, The Deadly Duo, and Freak Force. Future projects, Dart, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and more Savage Dragon. Card 49 with inks by Jason Martin. We have Stuart Emonen. I was tempted to put the Max's feet under the water on my cards so I wouldn't have to draw them. Past credits. Legion of Superheroes, What If, and X-Men Annual #1. Future projects, Adventures of Superman, and upcoming DC crossover. Card 50 by Paul Smith. Female characters are harder to do. With guys, You break a nose, protrude the forehead, etc., and still don't have a manly ideal. Doesn't work with women. The challenge was, without aping Sam, to draw Julie, not a girl in a leopard suit. Past credits: Bakshi's Lord of the Rings, X-Men, Doctor Strange, Mike, Mahogany, Batman, Nexus, and The Golden Age. Future projects: designs for Marvel Comics chess set, Leave It to Chance with James Robinson. Card 51 by Derek Thompson. The MAXX is one of the most innovative comics around, and contributing to it is a real treat. Now, if I could only draw some other characters. Past credits: Monster, Predator, Bad Blood, and The Machine issue number 4. Future projects: concept artist and creature designer for Industrial Light and Magic. I like how they went into different fields and got some guys that don't really work in comics, but production art. Ashley Wood. Quote: Jungle Queen is my favorite MAXX character. A chance to draw a lass in a leopard skin bikini. Can't complain about that. Past credits: Judge Dredd, Ghost Rider 2099, Doom 2099, and some Gen X. Future projects: an upcoming Vampirella and Heartbreaker one-shot. So it's Ashley Wood, huh? Crazy. Ashley Wood in 1995, though. He's from the UK. I should have known that, but I didn't. Card 53. R.I.P. Tim Sale. Sam Keith is a god, and I was honored to be asked to participate in this card set. Past credits: for the past 3 years, I've done a Batman Halloween special, and I've just finished a Wolverine Gambit miniseries called Victims. Anytime Jim Lee calls, I jump, and I had a ball doing this 9 issues of Deathblow numbers 3 through 12. Future projects: look for more Batman in my future. We sure did. And card 54. Trevor Scott. I wanted to illustrate the concept of the spirit animals and how it focuses on the MAXX and his struggle to come to terms with multiple worlds. Past credits: various issues of Deathblow and Stormwatch, and several Wildstorm trading cards. Future projects: continuing Deathblow and working on an upcoming secret project. Jeremy Cox. I chose the Krabbits because they're really cool, and I always like underdogs. He's done Produce Mad Love and colorist at Wildstorm. Continuing Zombie Love is his future project. Card 56. Eric Schnauer. I chose to draw this character because she interested me in a couple of ways. First, she had elements of fantasy that the real world characters in the comic don't have. Leopard skin bikini, feathers, hairstyle. Second, it was challenging to draw an attractive woman who didn't have a completely idealized body, but was untoned and even a bit plump in places. Past credits: Oz graphic novel series, An Accidental Death, Prez, Smells Like Teen President, The Giant Garden of Oz, The Runaway of Oz, The Wicked Witch of West of Oz. Future projects: artist on Harlan Ellison's Dream Corridor, Big Book of Freaks, inks on Motorhead, art director, writer and artist for Oz Story Magazine #2. She talks a big game, but she drew a pretty nice looking Julie. Is this Warren Lau again? Oh, Adam Warren. Nice. Okay. In response to any sniggering critics who may draw knee-jerk conclusions from this illustration symbolism, I must paraphrase Freud himself and note that sometimes a spear is just a spear. Writer-artist on Bubblegum Crisis, Grand Mal, Dirty Pair, Fatal But Not Serious, and 4 other Dirty Pair series. Future projects: watch for an upcoming Gen 13 project. Yeah, he worked on Gen 13 bootleg for a couple years. I mean, it's just a spear. I don't think there's any other way to see it. Sorry about the helicopters. Card 58. Inks by Ray Schneider. Tony Harris. Julie is always one tough cookie, but when she's the Jungle Queen, look out. Past credits: Nightbreed, 17 through 19, Punisher Summer Special #3, Wildcats Chromium cards, The Mummy, and DC Villains cards. Future projects: Magic the Gathering covers, Starman 2nd year, Star Wars cards, creator-owned title, The Reckoning. Number 59. Trent Kanuga. I really like the whole abstract appeal of the character. The MAXX really sets a standard for comic book artists and new creators to open their minds to new concepts and ideas that comic books don't have to be all violence and hatred, but instead can be fun and enlightening. The MAXX, as I see it, is an icon for new ideas, breaching their way into a comic book format. Past credits. Hall of Heroes presents number 1, Deadbolt 1, Creed numbers 1 and 2, future projects, Creed, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover. Mike Heischner. In all the years I've been lettering, no title or character has been as much fun as the MAXX. Working with Sam Keith has been one of the most creatively rewarding relationships in my career, and I'm very pleased and proud of the success that the MAXX has enjoyed. And hopefully Sam will give me a raise when he reads this crap. Past credits. Mike has lettered every single issue of the MAXX. Future projects. He'll be lettering the upcoming Gen 13 MAXX crossover, as well as the continuing to write union for Wildstorm Productions, where he is currently serves as a managing editor. Card 61. Terry Moore. Months before the first issues of the MAXX came out, I saw an ad for it and knew immediately I was going to love it. I've been reading it ever since. I've always wanted to draw a fan picture and send it to Sam, but never did. I guess doing the MAXX trading card set is the next best thing. Past credits. Strangers in Paradise, animated Wildcats trading cards, Sandman, and Endless Galleries. Future projects. Drawing a one-shot for Dark Horse, writing 2 story arcs for The Dreaming, writing a screenplay for the Strangers in Paradise movie. Number 62. Sergio Garriallo. This character was cool to draw, mean, square face, build, hairy arms, and all. Past credits. Stealing Guy Gardner Showcase 96 numbers 1 and 2, Spawn Pinup, and Deathstroke the Hunted. Future projects. Justice League America Annual number 2, and various freelance work. Uh, 63, we have Mal Ruby with inks by John Thaiga. This card was exciting to do because it was so different from some other superheroes I usually draw. Very cartoony. Past credits. Doctor Strange, Punisher, and Shadow Man. Future projects. Backlash. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Dave Feiss. When it came time for Sam to come up with a name for his comic, he was getting kind of frantic. He came over to my house, where I have 2 dogs, Missy and Max. But for an accident of fate, you might now be holding An official Missy trading card. Past credits, theatrical short for the Pink Panther, and he helped design the Rice Krispies characters, Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Future projects, creator of Cow and Chicken cartoon, currently seen on the Cartoon Network. Card 65. Dwayne Turner. I like the looks of the MAXX. Sam has designed a character that looks haunting and cool. Past credits. Wolverine, Stormwatch 10, and Stormwatch Annual #1. Future projects, Sovereign 7. With inks by Ray Schneider, we have Craig Hamilton. Quote, "These two cards, numbers 66 and 67, are a real matched pair. The real world and the outback reflecting one another, like the yin and yang." Past credits, Aquaman miniseries, Marvel Fanfare number 35 and 40, Sandman 50, and Gallery of Dreams and Legion 94 Annual. Future projects, Skin Tight Orbit Volume 1 and Volume 2 covers, and Heresy trading cards. So let's just read this one now. Also by Craig Hamilton is 67. Also inked by Ray Schneider. Quote, "These two cards..." Okay, so it's the same thing he wrote on 66. And everything else is the same as well. Craig Hamilton. Let's see the two cards. So these are mirror images of the Outback world and the real world. And this Outback is also black like the real world is. So pretty cool. '66 and 67 by Craig Hamilton. Thank you, Craig Hamilton. Here we have 68. 68 is by Huang Ning, and Mr. Nguyen is saying here, the MAXX is one of the most original characters to come out in a long time. I had a lot of fun drawing him. Past credits include Alien Legion, One Planet at a Time, and War Strike. Current projects include currently working on a creator-owned project called Metal Militia. Okay, sir. By Hilary Barta. I chose Mr. Gone because he could have been a villain in Doctor Strange, one of my all-time favorite comics. Being a big fan of Sam, I try to stay faithful to this rendering and lighting of the character. Past credits. Favorite inks, Power Pack, favorite story and art, A1, number 6. Other work, Plastic Man, and Stupid. Future projects, Marvel Riot, The Big Book of Freaks, Dumb and Dumber, and Tor Love Betty. Sounds like a wise guy. What are you, wise guy? Wise guy. This is by Dexter Vines doing card number 70. Quote, I picked Julie because I really like strong female characters. Past credits, Green Lantern Annual number 4 and Super Patriot number 3 and 4. Future projects, assists on Wildcats backups. Card number 71 by Arnie Tang. This is Papa Emudabai, the granddaddy of them all. Past credits, Firearm number 16, Legion 94, and Cable number 21. Future projects, Magneto Story for What If, and Prime. Card 72 with inks by Chuck Gibson. We have Bobby Rubio. Julie is definitely a fun character to draw, especially when she's mad at the world and pregnant. Past credits, Godzilla number 0, Jason Goes to Hell number 2, and various pinups and trading cards. Future projects, currently basking in the California sun and waiting for my next comic gig. Number 73 by Jim Lee. Julie the Jungle Queen is Tarzan's Jane with a pot belly. Here's my version of Julie after liposuction. Past credits, artist on Wildcats, Deathblow, and X-Men. Future projects, Gen 13 numbers 6 and 7, plus a special project for 1996. Quote, thank God this month's rent is paid. Mitch Bird. Past credits, Guy Gardner, Dinosaurs for Hire, RoboCop, Roulette, and other low sellers. Future projects, Sludge, and plenty of concepts. Brett Blevins, card number 75. The power of the MAXX is the intense personal expression of a unique vision, honestly realized on paper. Past credits, The Boz Chronicles, New Mutants, X-Men, Nightbreed, Sleepwalker, Ghost Rider, and Batman. Future projects, currently working on a Tarzan, John Carter of Mars. That is nice. He drew one of the nicest Julies, that's for sure. good. Good card. Card number 76 with inks by Tom Simmons. Matt Haley. The last time I wore a headdress that big, I was kicked out of a Village People convention. They kicked them out. Past credits. Ghost number 4, Ghost Special, Young Captain Adventure, and Superman Gallery. Future projects. Wildcats backups. Batman Chronicles and Legion of Superheroes. Matt Haley. Here we have Kieran Dwyer doing card number 77. My dog's name is Max, so it was my cosmic duty to do this card. Past credits. Lobo, Batman, Torch of Liberty, and that 2-year stint on Gilligan's Island. Future projects, Action Comics, and taking time to concentrate on playing guitar and cleaning my house. Amen, brother. Kieran Dwyer on card number 77. On card number 78 of the set, we have Flint Henry, who looks a lot like Sylvester Stallone. Quote, getting to draw the Maxx made me as meeping happy as a dark is in a meat locker of meeping filet mignon. Past credits, Grimjack, Law Dog, Guy Gardner, Annual Showcase, and Detective Comics. Future projects, Man-Bat miniseries. Card 79 by Brett Booth, and inks by Mark Irwin. Before drawing the card, I had to do a lot of sketches just to get a feel for the character. One of the sketches caught my eye and reminded me of the first Maxx page I saw. The first time you see the Outback in issue 1. Past credits. Wildcat 0 and helped out on number 11, Stormwatch 0, 4 and 5, Kindred numbers 1 through 4, and Backlash numbers 1 through 8 and 12 through 14. Future projects, something that I can't divulge at this time, but it's big. I'm a Brett Booth fan, so that's nice. And it's inked by Mark Irwin. On card 80, we have a person who's done a lot of inks, but this is their first card of themselves. Richard Friend. In my studio, I have 15 posters, and 3 are of Sam's art. I love it, and the Maxx. Past credits, inks on the Cybernary miniseries. Future projects, continuing Cybernary and assisting Alex Garner on Gen 13. Card 81, Richard Case. I chose this image based on a scene from the Maxx number 2 because my psychic friend envisioned it. I used a special blend of macaroni and pepperoni to stimulate an ink line drawing. Past credits. I've worked on such titles as Shade the Changing Man, Doom Patrol, and Sandman. Future projects. Continuing to work on Shade the Changing Men. Card number 82 by Darren Bader. The MAXX is a favorite of mine because you can seriously sink your teeth into the story. It goes way beyond the read. Past credits. Most recently I've worked on the Wildstorm gallery set as well as Zombie Love and Offspring covers for Zulu from Pedal Press. Future projects. Upcoming works include more Zuzu, Pedal Press covers, and I'm also working on a painted comic called The Pride Lines, due out sometime next summer. Not too bad. Card 83 by Gordon Purcell with inks by Andrew Pepoy. With Julie and Sarah, I really like the contrast between the two girls. Their personalities are so different. One's so optimistic and the other is so pessimistic. Past credits. Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, Silver Surfer, Flash, Mad Dog, and Avengers. Future projects. Star Trek The Next Generation. That's pretty cool. I like his style. By John Dean Conklin. The MAXX always looked like some sort of monkey or gorilla to me, so I drew him with an ape-like demeanor in a little jungle setting. Past credits. I've worked on Beavis and Butthead as an illustrator, background designer, the MAXX cartoon as an illustrator, music composer, and voice of Jerry the Crackhead in episode number 6. So that's cool. I'm currently working as a producer on a cartoon for Nickelodeon that's being animated by MTV, as well as several comic book projects and a live action movie based on one of my characters. I think I know who did this one. There's kind of no mistaking it. That's cool. Macaroni. I like the MAXX because I admire any cartoon character who has a bigger overbite than The Simpsons. Past credits. Life in Hell and The Simpsons and Bongo Comics. Future projects. Life in Hell, The Simpsons, and Bongo Comics. That is too good. I needed that. By Michael Gilbert. Sam and Bill have both worked on my character Mr. Monster, and it was a treat to work on theirs. Past credits. Mr. Monster, Ehrlich, Batman, Donald Duck, and Harlan Ellison's Dream Corridor. Future projects. A 200-page collection of Mr. Monster origins. Hmm. Card number 87 by George Freeman. I brought the MAXX as soon as it appeared because I've always loved Sam's art. Sam's dark, over-the-top approach. The characters he's created are so solid and palpable, I just followed his lead on this card. Past credits: Captain Canuck and Elric. Future projects: Mr. Monster story for Men's Adventure Comics and Death Rattle. That's pretty good. I like how he did the fade on the lava burn on his hands. That's good. Card number 88 by Guy Davis. I liked Mr. Gone because he's the only villain I ever saw with a gut. Guess he never read a Batman comic with a penguin. Past credits: Sandman Mystery Theater, and he wrote and drew tennis shoes for Baker Street. And future projects: continuing Sandman Mystery Theater. Mark Irwin. The thing I like about the MAXX is its goofiness combined with its sinister elements. Past credits: various Wildstorms, the expendable superhero collectible card game cards, and assorted pinups. Future projects: inks on Backlash numbers 16 and 23, and Zealot. Pretty cool card. Dick Giordano. He drew in the Fleeks style. I envy Sam Keith. Comic book artists aren't supposed to have this much fun when working. Past credits: Green Lantern Green Arrow with Neil Adams, Batman Solo, and with Neil Adams Green Arrow with Ed Hennigan and Dan Jurgens. Future projects: Justice League, Elseworld series pencils on Catwoman's number 31 and 32, and Legends of the Dark Knight Christmas issue. Pretty cool. That's a good one. Really conveys the vastness of the outback. Steve Bissett. Since it's the first issue, the MAXX has been the most unique and engaging comic of the Image line. This card is for my son Daniel, who loved Sam's book and who suggested I draw the Hooli. Thanks, Dan. Past credits: pencils, co-plotter, and leader cover artist and scripter on Sandman. Co-created, edited, and published the adult horror anthology Taboo. Co-created and artist for the fondly forgotten Image series, 1963. Future projects. Bizet's sole comic project at present is a self-published Tyrant, which tells the tale of a Tyrannosaurus Rex's birth, life, and death. That was a good book. He never completed it. He never got a book 4 on that. The Hooli. Dude's just inks like a savage. I love his stuff on Swamp Thing. I guess John Toddleman inked over him, but Bizet's a savage. Stan Watch. Being an inarticulate bastard, Stan Walk, as I'll pronounce it this time, has no quote, but enjoyed doing the card. And his past credits include Swamp Thing, Airboy, Tapping the Vein, and World's Finest, along with Sandman. Future projects: Shadow of the Bat Annual number 3, and future issues, currently inking Robin. Yeah, the dude's a friggin' inker. Look at that cross-hatching, man. That's impeccable. It looks like scribble, but it takes a long time to get that good at cross-hatching. Good job, sir. Good job. Here we have card 93 by Mike S. Miller. Big teeth, big purple man, little white feathers. Sounds like the opening lines to a rap. Past credits: inked Freak Force 2 through 12, drew Cable 12, and he did the Triumph miniseries. Future projects: Savant story for Wildstorm, anthology part of Wetworks number 11. Dang, he's good. Donna Barr. I felt sorry for the leopard, lost and so far from home. Can you imagine having a munch on wombat when the heart craves warthog and wildebeest? Best known for The Desert Peach and Stins, has turned out hundreds of one-shots, short stories, and illustrations, including Hater and the Colonel and Bar Girls. Future projects: The Desert Peach, Stins, Hater and the Colonel, Bar Girls, and if she gets a moment, Bosom Enemies, and even Muswolf. Good for her for giving the leopard a card. Here we have card 94 by Paris Collins. Quote, I wanted to do one of the female characters from the MAXX, and Sarah really appeals to me. Has credits: Blue Devil, Blue Beetle, Forever People, and New Gods. Future projects: Penthouse Comics work, and upcoming original project, Marcus Arena. Man, that's a nice Sarah. I've never seen such a nice Sarah as that. It's a very dateable Sarah. Okay. All right, Sarah. Good for you, Paris Collins. All right. Here we have card 96. By Evan Dorkin. Working on the MAXX card was a real change of pace for me. I don't work in this style very often. I had a lot of fun drawing it, especially those teeth, and I hope it came through in the finished art. Past credits: Milk and Cheese, Dork, Hectic Planet, Pirate Corpse, Instant Piano, Fight Man, and The Mask, The Hunt for Green October. Future projects: along with Sarah Dyer, I'm currently writing episodes of the Space Ghost Coast to Coast TV series, producing a Milk and Cheese card set, and reviving Hectic Planet. So it's the guy that did Milk and Cheese. Card 97. Dan Fraga. I think the MAXX is one of the coolest, most unexplored characters there is. He's deeper than any ocean. Sam is a psychopath, and he and the MAXX deserve each other. Past credits: Bloodstrike, Black Flag, and Berserkers. Future projects: current project, the Berserkers, and upcoming project, Cyberpunks. Alright, Dan Fraga. And I believe we're almost done. Card number 98. Mike Dringenberg. The MAXX is easily one of my favorites. Sam is one of the most unique and innovative stylists to come along in the last 20 years. Past credits: Enchanter series and Sandman. Future projects: illustrated a novel entitled Mimosa Sector by Franz Heckel in various anthologies. Damn, that's nice. That's really nice. And the last card, card number 99. And that's a checklist. So oh, we don't know who did this. Oh, John Thyke. He did a lot of inking on these, so they threw him a card. Oh, Jeff Rebner did the checklist card. Oh, nice. We got a complete rundown of all the names of the artists. That's helpful. I actually really needed this. Alright, cool. So here's a MAXX gallery. I guess that's a subset. Joe Chiato, Arthur Saddam, Ken Stacy, Therese Nielsen, twice, Brian Stalfreeze, John K. Schneider III, Cliff Nielsen, and Tony Harris did cards on those. And there's a set of embossed cards that are kind of expensive. A 9-card set, E1 through E9. Art by Jeff Rebner and John Thyke on this is. Whew. And that's it, the 99-card set. Hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching. Yeah, some pretty cool concept art, some nice interpretations, some real standouts, some like really indie stylized, kind of like underground, kind of published comic looks on them, and hope you dug it. Thank you. Bye.